Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHEM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHEM, LAWAYA, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the mighty Akim, Wa'akbathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this foul captivity. This is Brother Cub coming at you with another lesson. And today's lesson, I want to go into Psalm chapter 37, verse 24. You know, it's a very powerful, very beautiful scripture. The reason why is simply because I like Slucky. Look, there's this thing that I've always envisioned. Okay, I'll say envisioned in my mind, and before I was in this truth, before I came into the truth, I always envisioned this. And I always thought about it because before I was in this truth, I was watching Bleach, right? And I saw, as a kid, like, oh my God, these powers are so cool and whatnot. And I saw Ichigo basically get attacked and cut or whatever by Ukiura, and then Ichigo just regenerated and healed that, and they called that high-speed generation and all that type of stuff. And then, and Slakia, this all sounds kind of cringe and stuff like that, but the thing about this is you have to understand that it comes with, there's there's a bit of an imagination that comes into, stuff like spiritual powers and just the connection that we have, as well as the miracles that the Lord is capable of doing. So Slakia, if it comes off as cringe, but this is like the best way for me to illustrate my point. Now, what happened was, the thing is, I saw, so Ichigo, he gets attacked, he's bleeding, and then immediately he gets healed, okay? And I'm thinking like, wow, that's cool. I would love to have that, because, anytime I get hurt, it's like, oh my God, I'm bleeding. Like, I wish this shit would heal so I don't need to wear a Band-Aid or whatever type of cast and stuff like that. Because there's been instances where I get hurt and I'm over here freaking in pain for several weeks, all right? Obviously, no one likes that. And then the thing about me was, there were times where I would just get increasingly like very, very sad and depressed. Not necessarily depressed, because I don't think I've ever really truly gotten depressed. I believe I got sad, and then like, okay, well, I'm over it, like that, because I don't really want to say that I truly know what depression is. All right, and even though there's obviously a definition to it, like a lack of motivation, all that stuff, I don't really think that or symptoms, I think that's the best thing. I don't think that's really what I've ever experienced, so I don't like to say that. Now, the thing where these two tie in is because I feel like, for me, I've always had that type of high-speed mental generation where I've never, even with the most terrible of terrible things happening, I remember crying for a lot of stuff, and honestly, like, I kind of feel like the thing about this is I kind of feel like I should have been sad for longer, because like normally, you would think like, okay, well, something very bad happened, all right? I don't know what example, but because I don't want to give my own examples, but I'll just say something bad happened. Lots of different things happen where like normal people would get very depressed, but for me, what would happen is, at most, I would be very sad and just, go in a corner somewhere and then just, wallow in self-pity and whatnot. But then it would never last past a day. This is before I came into the truth. Now, even when things get bad and it's like damn, like, Yahawadah, I hope you can help me out. It's like, even then, it's so much harder for me to actually despair, and I think that's the proper term of it that I should use. It's despair, where I genuinely feel like I don't want to do this anymore. Like, this is a hard thing to struggle with. I don't want to have to do X, Y, and Z. Like, this stuff is like, Yahawadah, please just get us out of here, all right? And that's been a reoccurring thing for me. Slucky, that's been a reoccurring thing for me, where I've just been constantly praying. And Slucky, that's the thing. I've been praying for the longest time and asking, Yahawadah, please just hasten the thing, shorten the days. And by the way, I made a video on that where time has been going by quickly. All right, but that's another lesson. But basically, the thing is that I genuinely feel like I'm incapable of actually sinking down to full despair. Like, if it's like on a percentage scale, like, if I get to 99% despair, I will never get to that 100. I will never get to that absolute pinnacle. Fucking hell, bro. Alright, Slovakia. As I was, I forgot what I was saying. Basically, let me get this. So, yeah, basically, like, I feel like the Lord will never, ever let me reach, and maybe some other brothers, or maybe someone else has faced worse than me, and, that's basically the thing where we all go through different stuff, and we all have different levels of tolerance, okay, but, still, I feel like the Lord will never, ever let the true elect, reach that point. He will always make the elect keep on striving, keep on pushing, even when things don't look promising. So let me actually get Psalms, chapter 37, verse 24, so you can actually see what it says. It says, though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. And that's basically it. That's basically the crux of the lesson, where even though we might be suffering, even though we might be feeling like this is just so, like, worthless, like, I'm despairing, I'm suffering, going through all this stuff for what? And you might think, like, for what is it for? Or it's not worth it. But the thing is that the Lord, for the elect specifically, He's going to make it so that we are going to be able to keep on pushing. Now let me get this, and I'll close it out. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, I believe, verse 16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. Basically, our man, the carnal man, perish. So you might suffer, you might say, oh man, my flesh is killing me, this, that, and the third. But your inward man, the inward man is the spirit, meaning that in the spirit, you're not going to give up. You're going to keep on striving. You're going to keep on going. And then, you're going to see it, okay? The Lord's going to renew your spirit to be able to endure longer, all right? Verse 17, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Or we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. And again, it's called the stuff that we're going through a light affliction. So you might be despairing. Maybe you're despairing 100%, which I don't believe that any of us would actually despair 100%. But, maybe you might be close to it. Maybe you might feel like it actually is 100% despair. But I believe that the Lord wouldn't let us, the elect specifically, Lord willing that I'm a part of the elect, I don't think that the Lord will allow us to fully despair, and the Lord just going to make it so that we even if we're going through so hard stuff or tough times, we will spiritually be regenerated, okay, as I was talking about the whole high-speed generation, spiritually being regenerated for us to be able to keep on striving and keep on pushing through, all right? Because, that's what's going to do it. We have to finish the race, basically, as brothers say. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BASHAM YAHAWASHI, BASHAM RICANS, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Abad and Shalom.